With 2021 coming to an end, hopefully everyone's portfolios are in the green. 2022 seems a lot more uncertain, with talks of an imminent market crash, both for crypto and stock, and not to mention the effects of the Federal Reserve raising interest rates looming in the distance. In this video, we'll discuss 10 major things to look out for in 2022 that could affect your portfolio, especially if you hold SoFi. These effects could be either for better or worse, but make sure to stick around until the end of the video to find out which ones may affect you. Hello and welcome to Wealth Gambit. On this channel, we cover the latest stock trends and news. We've been making SoFi content since May when it was IPOE. If you like SoFi, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be updated as soon as we drop new videos. Also, please note that we're not financial advisors, so always do your own due diligence. Also, shouts out to Paul Clark for watching and commenting on one of our SoFi videos. We appreciate you. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 1, weak companies will die. A lot of companies almost went bankrupt in 2020.
I declare bankruptcy!
But just managed to make it through 2021. Thankfully, things eased up a bit in 2021, and some of those companies were able to pick themselves up and dust themselves off. In 2022, the companies that weren't able to fully recover may be the ones to get fully wiped out should a more deadly version of the illness form that would then send us back to full quarantine. On top of that, with interest rates scheduled to rise in 2022, capital will be more expensive to get and possibly harder to get altogether. Businesses that are hemorrhaging money and require constant inflows of new capital to survive may find themselves without, and you probably don't want to stick around to see what happens next. Number 2, work from home setup will likely stay. Bill Gates, in one of his blog posts, said that when he and his friend Paul were starting Microsoft, they had a vision that personal computers would one day play a significant role in people's lives, but neither of them ever foresaw a future where they would be your only connection to the world. Last year, Twitter announced that its employees can opt to work from home forever. Working from home has a lot of benefits both to employer and employee. It increases productivity and improves work-life balance and overall reduces costs. And with the reduction of overall costs comes the possibility of better deploying that newfound capital. As an investor, watch out for companies that are still spending billions of dollars on building offices, which eat into most of the company's profit. Waking up early to beat traffic and get to work on time may be a thing of the past. Number 3, inflation. If we list some of the biggest anticipated events happening in 2022, inflation is definitely up there. This is because regardless of who you are or what you do, inflation lowers the buying power of your cash. Now, in a world where the buying power of cash has a big fat target on its back, courtesy of the Fed and Jerome Powell, aka J Powell, people are flocking to alternatives other than cash. The most common are stocks, crypto, and of course, real estate. Now, where's one place a person can go to if they wanted to purchase stocks, crypto, or real estate? Oh, that's right, SoFi, which today is the only real comprehensive one-stop shop. Number 4, student loan forbearance will come to an end, probably. Student loan forbearance was thought to be ending sooner rather than later, but at the last second, they decided to postpone the end. However, at some point in 2022, it is likely that this will end, and with it coming to an end, major student loan refinancing companies will thrive. SoFi, of course, and the rest. Number 5, crypto. Cryptocurrencies have been gaining mass adoption due to their anti-inflammatory nature, which basically means, unlike the US dollar, the Fed can't just go out and print more. This trend is likely to continue. Companies that are supporting crypto or even accepting crypto as payment will be future-proof. Economists and analysts predict that more and more institutions will begin to accept crypto as a payment. Number 6, we're now in the digital era and the competition is getting tougher. Almost everything we do is currently online, from your holiday shopping, meetings, and even talking to loved ones. In the past, competition was typically only locally, meaning if you were selling something like guitars, for example, you only needed to be the best guitar maker in your city in order to make the most money. Now, with the marketplace being global, you now have to compete with every guitar maker in the world and be the best globally in order to take home the majority of the market share. Now, although the competition sure is tougher and the amount of competitors is greater, so is the reward for succeeding.
Yes, I am the champion of the game!
The banking sector is no different. Fintechs are on the move to take advantage of this transition as more and more people are now choosing online transactions. In fact, about 64.6% of US citizens are now embracing the trend of digital banking, and according to sources, it could even rise up to 65.3% next year. But here's what we need to look out for in the coming year. While more than half of the US population is now getting more familiar with digital banks, Forbes recently released that around 5.4% of the US households are still unbanked. And this is what SoFi SoFi has to add to their top secret plan. Number 7, technology will reign over any industry, including fintech. More and more, the gap between companies that use technology effectively and efficiently is widening between their not so technological counterparts. In 2020, the companies that got hit the least were often the ones that had already integrated technological systems into their work. This enabled them to transition to working from home significantly easier than those that waited right until this moment to make the switch. Number 8, bees cross-pollinate, successful companies cross-sell. In a recent article made by Forbes, one important skill to market your business is said to be putting your money where the growth is. And for Commander Noto, products are key. In the past few months, we've seen the business grow with more products to serve more customers. And looking at the bigger picture, it seems to be a trend for most fintech companies to produce offerings that will serve the underserved. Captain Noto knew how to play this game. In the last quarter earnings call, he said, "We just think the growth opportunity here is so enormous. We don't want to underinvest in it. We want to drive durable compounding growth over time, and we think that's the right level of investment to make to ensure that we're capturing." Number 9, more regulatory scrutiny is to come for most fintech. On the dark side of everything that's been mentioned, President Biden's plan to control the financial system, especially the rising fintech industry, is expected to take effect in 2022. Regulators will be watching the firms with lending and payments products like a hawk, and it will happen with the regulators teaming up with the banks. Number 10, market volatility equals more time to buy the dip. Day by day, the market has been crazily unsteady. The volatility we see is still expected to continue in 2022, and right now, the hardest falls from stock have been, in our opinion, the greatest opportunities for investors to buy the dip. According to sources, analysts have forecasted the S&P 500 to decline by about 6% from current levels at the end of 2022. Anyways, what do you think will happen in 2022? Comment below, and best comment will get shouted out in the next video. If you got any value from this video, all that we ask is that you smash that like button and subscribe, as it does really take a considerable amount of time to make these videos. A simple comment, like, and subscribe really goes a long way. Also, if you want, feel free to follow us on our social media at Wealth Gambit to get updated on any stock market / SoFi news and some pretty funny financial memes. Anyways, until next time, peace.